Good afternoon, everybody. Are you able to see my screen? Please respond in chat box. Yes, okay, Dinesh. Okay, very good. Today we are going to discuss functions concept. What is a function, ma? Function is a group of statements that are used to perform a certain task. Okay. Every C++ program has at least one function, which is called as main function. How many types of functions are there? Generally, there are two types of functions are there: library functions and user defined functions. What are the library functions? Already you have seen some library functions in your C language. What are the library functions available in C? Okay. So what are the library functions available in C language? Okay, math routines. Okay. SQRT, square root. Okay. String concatenation. These are all library functions we have seen already. Okay. So user defined functions are there. Main is a user defined functions. Based on our requirement, we may declare some more additional functions. Okay. Must have where program has to begin its execution. Okay. Code any program utilizing only main function? No, it is not possible. So we need to declare uh, additional functions in order to perform a certain task. So now we will see your declaration of functions and how they are going to be defined. Okay. So now we will see the importance of functions. Sometimes we may need to repeat a certain code at different places. So write once, use many means we need to write one and we should use the certain code in different places. Okay. So it may be required to perform certain task repeatedly. That is the importance of function. Okay. Suppose if your program is very large, then it is better to divide the program into number of modules. Okay. That is importance. Next, advantage of functions. It is easier to code and it is easier to modify, and we can easily understand, and less programming time is required. And one more advantage of functions is reusability. We can use any number of times. Okay. So generally function is nothing but it is a group of statement that can perform a certain task. So here I already said every program must contain one function. So here I written main. It is a user defined function. The program execution starts from main only, but by using this single function we cannot perform all the operations. Okay, right? So we need to declare additional functions, user defined functions based on our requirement. Okay. So there are three elements are there here. Okay, first one is the function declaration, function definition and function call. These three elements are required. First one is the function declaration. So function declaration is nothing but that it tells the compiler about function name, return type and parameters. So function definition can provide the body of the function. Okay. So here function definition, it contains again two parts. One is a function header. So here see, the function definition may be written before main or after the main function also. The function definition is nothing but it contains the actual code, actual task. Okay, that function definition should be written before the main function or after the main function, or it can be written in a separate file. Okay, so the syntax of function definition is given in the PPT. See here. So first, should have to specify the return type. So what is the return type here? A function may return a value. The return type is the data type of the value the function returns. Okay, that is the data type of the value that the function returns. Return type. Data type already we studied. Data type may be an integer, float. Suppose if you want to, if you don't want to specify any return type, in that case we should have to specify generally void. Okay, so here return type may be a valid data type. It may be int, void, float. Okay, so next one is the function name. That is the name of the function. This is the actual name of the function that is defined by the user. Function name defined by the user. So next one, we should have to specify the parameters or arguments or variables within the parentheses. Okay, here the function name and parameters list together constitute, it is nothing but it is a signature. We call it as a signature of the function. So the total statement here, return type, function name and parameters, is known as function header. Actually the function definition consists of two parts. One is the function header, second one is the function body. So function header is nothing but you have to specify the return type of the function. Return type is nothing but data type, means the value written by the function. Okay, function name and parameters. Okay, what are the parameters here? Already I said parameters are nothing but arguments. These are the placeholders. Okay, when a function is invoked, we can pass value to the parameters. Okay, next function body. So function body contains a collection of statements. Here actually the code is written within the function body. Okay, this is the syntax of function definition. So for sample I defined here function. So already I said this is a syntax of the function definition, return type, function name and arguments. Arguments are parameters or variable. Okay, then I written function body. For example, here I am going to define one function. So return type of this function is integer. Already I said return type is nothing but data type. It may be int, char, float, void. Okay, and next function name is nothing but add. Next parameters, these are the variables, local variables, int a comma b. So we can say that here the variables that are declared within a function definition are called as formal parameters. The variables that are declared in the function definition are called as formal parameters. So within the function body I written some code. I am going to add two numbers a, b. I am returning value to the calling function. It is clear? Function definition. Okay, next same way function declaration. So here function declaration is nothing but is a model. Okay, it is also known as function prototype. It provides the function name, function return type and parameters to the compiler. It gives the information to the compiler about the structure of the function. Generally, the function declaration should end with a semicolon. Okay, the function declaration should end with a semicolon. It gives the details about the structure of a function to the compiler. It is also known as function prototype. Okay, generally the function declaration consists of return type, function name, and parameters, number of parameters. So actually the parameters are nothing but variables. So variables, that variables may be a different types. It may be integer, it may be character, or it may be a floating point. So now we will see the syntax of function declaration. Already I said, so function declaration should always end with semicolon. Okay, what is the difference between the function definition and function declaration? What is the difference between function declaration and definition? Definition can contain function body and it does not end with semicolon, but the function declaration should end with semicolon. Okay, next it contains the return type. Return type is nothing but a value returned by the function that is depends on the data type. Okay, it may be return type, it may be an integer type of data. Okay, so function name indicates the function name here indicates the name of the function. Okay, next parameters. Parameters are nothing but variables that are declared within the function declaration, but here whatever the variables declared within a function declaration are known as actual parameters. Okay, the variables that are declared within the function declaration are known as actual parameters. Formal parameters are nothing but the variables that are declared in the function definition. Function definition is nothing but we are going to perform certain task, okay, in the function definition. So one more element is that is a function call. Function call is nothing but it is a statement that activates the function call, that activates the function. So whenever it is activated, the following steps taken place. Okay, first one is the control moves to the function definition that is called. Okay, and then it executes the body of the function and the control come back to the calling function. There are three elements are there. One is the function declaration, function definition, and function call. Okay, so function call is nothing but it is statement. Whenever it activates, the control goes to the called function and it executes the body of the function, then it come back to the calling function again. Okay, so now we will see the function call mechanism. Here I written some statements. What is the fun here, ma? Fun. So function declaration should end with semicolon. These two are function declarations. I did not write any return type here. So name of the function is fun. Here also name of the function is fun. I did not specify any parameters within the parenthesis. Okay, I did not declare any parameters. I did not specify any return type also. Just I declared two functions fun. These are function calls. So generally the program execution starts from main. So here assume that there are some statements are there. After execution of the statements means whenever the controller reach the function call statement, then the control directly goes to the called function. I written the function definition of fun somewhere in my program. So whenever fun function is called, then it directly goes to the function definition of the fun. So it executes the statements and come back to the calling function. Okay, come back to the function declaration. Then it starts the remaining statement. Again, here I written one more function. So whenever it reach this function second time fun, then it goes to the function definition and it perform action and return back to the main. Okay, this is a mechanism of function. It is clear? So now we will see one example program. I am going to use function declaration, function definition statement in my program. I am going to print the sum of two numbers, okay, using functions. So for that purpose I declared one function prototype, okay, int sum, int x comma into y, okay, this is the function prototype. So function name is sum and return type of this function is integer. Why? Because I am going to perform the addition of two integer types, obviously return integer type, okay. Function return type is integer, then function name is sum. I declared two actual parameters x comma y, okay. Then so come to the main function, main. So within this main I declared two variables. For storing the result I declared one more variable output. I initialize these two variables x and y, some values 20 and 100. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to print the sum of two integers. So declared variables and initialized value. Okay. So I am calling function. This is a calling function. Okay. So I am calling sum x comma y. Okay. So after execution of these three statements, the control comes to the function call. So whenever it sees, it directly goes to the function definition. I written above the main. Already I said the function definition may be before the main function or it may be above the main function, or we can write in any separate file also. So whenever it reaches, the control goes to the function definition of this sum function. Okay. So this is the function definition. Function definition contains three parts: return type, function name and parameters. Here these x comma y are called as formal parameters. You can also change the of variables. Okay. You can also write int a comma int b also. Okay. So for storing result I declared one more local variable result, and here I perform the sum of two numbers. After performing I am returning the result to the main. So after executing the return statement, the control come back to the calling function. So whatever the result, that is assigned to the variable output. 120 is assigned to the variable output. Then it will print the output value. Okay. It is clear, ma? It is clear or not? Yes, ma'am, it is clear. Srivani. Okay, very good. Dinesh. So next one is the parameter passing methods. Already we have seen how to declare, how to define the function. Now we are going to see the parameter passing methods. There are three ways we can pass parameters. We can directly send the value, or we can send the reference variable. Already we discussed in the last week, and we can also send the address of a variable. Okay. Now we will see the parameter passing. Three different parameter passing methods. One is the pass by value, pass by reference and pass by pointer. In pass by value, directly we can send the values. Okay. So see here, I am going to find the cube of a given number. So all of you see the main function here. I declared one variable. I print the value before performing the task CO to y. So actually y is initialized with 10. So 10 will be printed, and after this statement I am calling one function cube. So function name is cube here, and I am passing the value y value. The pass by value method, we can directly pass the value of a variable. I am sending the y value. So the controller goes to the calling function to call function. I defined this cube function above the main. So void cube int x. What is x here? I declared one formal parameter to store the value. So here x equal to y. X equal to y means what is the value of x here? What is the value of x in the function definition? Anyone? What is the value of x in the function definition? 10. Very good. Okay. So 10 is assigned to x. So here I perform the cube operation, x into x into x. So after execution of this statement, the control backs to the calling function cube of y. After that I print y value. Here the value will be same only y. Y means actually what is the value? After calculation, what is the x value here? 1000. But in call by value method, changes done in the formal parameters does not reflect in the actual parameters. What is the actual parameter here? Y. What is the formal parameter? X. X is a formal parameter that is declared in the function definition. So whatever the changes done in the formal parameters, that will not reflect in the actual parameters. That's why after the statement, after the calling function, I return statement cout statement. So y value will become again 10 only. It will not print 1000. Okay. Understood? That is a call by value method. In call by reference method, here we directly pass value only. Okay. Same in the previous case also same. This one and previous program also same. But here in the function definition, we will use the reference variables. Reference variables are nothing but alias names to the existing variable. Reference variables are nothing but these are alias names to the existing variables. Okay. So reference nothing but the reference variable is represented like this: data type followed by ampersand symbol space x. Here x is a reference variable. What is the value here? Reference variable value 10. Okay. So here I perform the cubic operation. So return back to the calling function and printed value y. What is the value here? 1000. It will give you the 1000. Okay. In call by reference method, the changes are done in formal parameters are reflect in the actual parameters. So here what are the actual parameters? Y is the actual parameter. Formal parameter is x. So whatever the changes done in the function body, that are reflect in the calling function. That's why output will be 1000. So in the same way, pass by pointers also. Same program, declared variable y and print to value before performing task. So y value will be 10. Then so pass by pointers. What is the pointer here? Pointers are nothing but variables that stores the address of another variable. So here instead of passing value of a variable, I am sending the address of a variable through calling function. So the controller go back to the called function. So for storing the address of actual parameters, I declared one pointer variable in the function definition. So x is a formal parameter, which is a pointer which stores the address of actual parameters. Okay, clear? So I perform the cube operation. After completion of this task, the control come back to the again calling function. Then it will print the next statement cout. The value will be 1000 here. the whatever the changes done in the formal parameters will be reflected in the actual parameters. It is clear? Pass by value, pass by reference and pass by pointer. Clear or not? Once again, ma'am, please. Siddharth. Can I repeat once again? Which method? Which method, ma? Second and third. Okay, okay. Pass by value. Okay. So actually there are three different parameter passing methods are there. Okay. First one is the pass by value. So here I declared one function cube of y. Cube of y semicolon. This is a function declaration. Okay, understood? Cube is nothing but function name and y is the parameter. So here y is nothing but it is the actual parameter. I am passing to the function. Okay. So actually the program execution starts from main. After execution of these two statements, means initialization and declaration of variables, after execution of these two lines of code, the controller comes to the function declaration part, right? Cube of x. Whenever it reaches the cube of y, calling function, directly it goes to the function definition. It is a calling function, but actual task is done in the function definition only. That's why the control goes to the function definition, that is written above the main. The function is defined in the above the main function. So see here, void cube into of x, within a function body I written my task. My task is I am going to find the cube of a given number. So what is the input here? Y. That is the actual value. I am passing to formal parameter. Now y value will be assigned to x. Here x equal to y. So what is the x value? 10. Okay, 10. So I enter into this body and I perform the cube operation. Now 10 into 10 into 10. Actually the updated value will be 1000. After performing the task, the control come back to the again calling function. I printed the value of y. Actually what is the value here? I returned 1000, but that will not be printed in call by value method. Whatever the changes done in the function body, formal parameters, formal parameter here is x, that will not reflect in the actual parameter. Okay, that's why value will be 10 only, 10 will be printed. But in the second and third cases, whatever the changes done in the formal parameters, that will reflect in the actual parameters. The same code here, but in pass by reference I used a reference variable. Already we discussed in the last week. Reference variables are nothing but these are the variables. These are initialized at the time of declaration. Already I said. Here reference variable is x, that is initialized with y value. What is the y value here? 10. Cube of y. This is a calling function. So whenever the control reaches calling function, it goes to the called function. This is the called function or function definition. Okay. So x is initialized with y value. This is a reference variable. Reference variable is nothing but it is a alias name to the existing variable. Means they can share the same location. Okay. Suppose if I understood, if I change the value of x, then automatically that will reflect in the y value. They are sharing same memory location. Okay, so here x value will be 10, then perform the cubic operation 10 into 10 into 10, then the updated value of x is 1000, After performing the task, the control come back to the calling function. Then after that I return statement cout. What is the y value here? 1000. Okay. So in the third case, I am passing the address of variable. In the first case, I am directly passing value. In the second case, I use the reference variables as an argument. In the third case, I am using the pointers. Okay. So here in the third case, I am setting the address of variable. So for storing this actual variable address, I declared in the function definition pointer. Here x is a pointer which stores the address of y. So from that address it can access directly value. So already I said this is a dereferencing operator. Int star x is a dereferencing operator that returns value at address. Here ampersand of y is nothing but we are sending the address. Whenever you declare one variable, it has some address in the memory. Suppose here I declared y, it has some address 1002 or 1004 like that. Okay. So I am passing instead of value, I am sending the address of variable. Okay. That is stored in the x. So x is a pointer, it gets the value at that address. X is a pointer, it gets the value at that address. Okay. So perform the task cubic operation, then come back to here and print the my value. Clear? Clear? Functions. Have any doubts, please? Okay. Remaining members, then I will start program activities in TestLater so that you can understand more by doing those programs. Respond anyone, you have any doubts? Function declaration, function definition, or function prototype, or function header. So function definition consists of two parts. The first one is the function header. Function header is nothing but return type, function name and parameters. That is nothing but function header. So function body contains the actual task. There we can perform task that may be any automatic calculations or whatever it may be. Okay. Can I start the program in TestLater based on this concept? It is clear or not? Using functions you are going to do swap two integers and find the maximum number of two numbers. Clear all of you, girls and boys? I can activate programs this later. No need? Okay, very good. I will activate the programs. So the main advantage of function is the length of the source program can be reduced by using functions. Okay, it is easier to understand. Okay, so I am activating one program, pass by value, complete the task. You have any doubts, please type in the chat box. Activated one program. Anyone completed first program? Pass by value. You have any doubts in the program? Chat in the chat box. So swapping of two numbers. So in the previous case we used the function cube. So I passed one parameter y. But if you want to perform swap operation, we need two parameters. So declare two formal parameters in the function definition. Okay, clear? Going to activate one more program. I think most of the students done. I think one more program I will activate. Pass by reference and pass by parameter. You have any doubts in the programs?